Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, and this is Final Fantasy XII Week Mode, where we are stuck at our starting levels and we're having quite a bit of fun so far, having just taken down our first real boss at the end of the last episode. So today's plan is to make our way through Nalbina Dungeons. I hope you enjoy watching, and let's get started. Okay then, so if you're watching this playthrough, then chances are I'm hoping you've already played through the game and you know what it is you're doing. In which case you probably already remember the Nalbina Dungeons. That is, our gear has been stripped and we've got a couple of upcoming battles to face. Which means we just need to go around and loot the knots of rust that are located around this area. And even if you've looted knots of rust in the past, then it should be noted that you should still get them now because your inventory has been taken away as well. So I have gone around a couple of times. There's a save crystal just up north here. So I recommend you get a few of these knots of rust just to be on the safe side. And there's 4 chests in total. So once you've looted all 4, and you can get gil from them as well, which is a bit annoying for obvious reasons, because then you're not going to get as many of the rust items or the rust pieces themselves. So you can use the save crystal, however, and reload your game in order to get even more. And I'm pretty sure I've missed a chest around here. Just let me check that that's not the case. Nope, well there are 4 chests in total, but as I say, I did go around earlier on in order to get some as well. So basically when you're ready, oh there's a chest, look. We're going to head over to the save crystal. And I'm just going to see how many of those I've got, just for a point of reference. I've got 10, okay? So we've got no healing at the moment, which is obviously a little bit annoying in terms of potions. But hey, hopefully we're not going to need it. See, we've got 0 potions. That's why I do recommend getting those knots of rust, because you don't want to be running out of those. The only good thing though as well is that because I've chosen Black Mage with Varn, he actually is able to cast the fire spell. And that's going to come in useful as well.
No, don't! He was defenseless.
You barricade.
Right, so obviously we've got this battle coming up now with these Seeks. Unfortunately, we do get Balthier in the fray as well. As you know, I'm sure. But at level 1, things are going to be a little bit trickier because
this is no dungeon, it's a star.
We're about half health to what we would normally be on a standard playthrough by this point.
I said you're the one that stinks, Hamshanks. Hear me now?
So what we're going to be basically doing is the same strategy that we did on the normal playthrough. We're going to throw knots of rust and use Varn's fire spell. Galido and Gwitch are going to be the 2 primary targets because they've got the least amount of health. So we want to obviously get those destroyed as soon as possible. So straight away I'm going to go ahead and set up these gambits here. We're going to have lowest HP and then throw knot of rust. And we'll do the same with Varn as well. We'll have him cast fire though for now, and then we can move him onto other bits afterwards. So just as you can see, watch out for those health totals. Not much you can do apart from trying to avoid the damage. But fortunately, I have boosted up this fire spell quite strongly. I can't see a thing what's going on there. I think we've done it. Okay, so because I had those magic laws, that really did help us out. I think we used about 2 knots of rust in the end. And even with the terrible camera angles, that was quite simple. I'm going to compare that to my main playthrough, because I'm pretty sure that was even faster. Well, we've got a lot of events here, so I'm just going to skip a few of them. Don't forget you can watch my main playthrough if you want to watch everything in terms of the story.
Look.
Ah, the prison repository of rested relics and...
Skip this as well. So we get our items and equipment back, which is obviously a bit of a bonus. And we get a handy map to the dungeons as well. So we're going to go ahead and save at this point. A couple of treasure chests we can nab as well. Don't forget to grab this one, because that's a tourmaline ring, so that's quite a useful treasure to get. These are all one-time spawn treasures, so saving and reloading won't help you to get any more. But there are a few more one-time spawn treasures as well as we make our way around this next section. Okay, once you've looted and saved, don't forget to just adjust your gambits back as well if you change them for the last battle. And there are a few chests, so we'll go around and grab those, but there's also going to be a few Imperial entanglements as well, as the saying goes. But I'm not expecting for these to be particularly challenging at this point in the game. What I am going to do is just switch to Balthier since he's supposed to be our tank. It makes the most sense for him to go charging in head first, as they say. And since this is the only time we can visit this place, I guess it's somewhat important, isn't it, to make sure that we do loot the treasures while we're here. And there's one over here. There's 14 in all, but we did get 3 at the start, if you remember, where the tourmaline ring was. Wow, we actually lost somebody. You do have to be careful on this low-level challenge. Even at the start of the game here, you'd be surprised just how quickly enemies start to overpower you. It's going to be very, very, very challenging as we go forward, I think, isn't it? But hey, it'll be interesting to see how it all works out, if indeed it all works out. Okay, just make sure there's nothing else around here. I think we got everything. Goodness me. Right, chest there. And then around here there can be a chest as well. Well, there is a chest, I should say. These are all guaranteed spawns. And some of them, as you can see, have got equipment in, so it is worth making sure that you get them before moving on. Okay, so before we head down there, which is the magic door, we're going to go this way to grab the rest of the treasure. And I think I just saw the prompt. Yeah, there it is. And there's 2 more left to get. Oh dear. Lots of Imperial soldiers. That's okay. We managed to survive. So there's a treasure down in the corner. Oh, did I get that one? I must have done. And then somewhere around here there's another treasure as well, I believe. Maybe just in here. Oh, maybe not. Okay, some of these treasures are actually 80% spawn. So it might be worth heading back into the save crystal room if you don't get them in order to try and get them to spawn again. But you only have to go back one area to do so. I'll just assume they're 100% spawn because this is a one-time place to visit. But I'll leave that up to you. We got all the important stuff. You can get a bronze helm, but that's the only thing I didn't get. Hello Bash, we know who you are. Not that we should by this point, but we do. So, if I'm remembering correctly, he joins the party now, doesn't he, as a guest.
Spare us your quiddities.
Yeah, but he's a...
A traitor, I know. Stay here and fight if you want. If you can walk, let's go.
You're taking him with us?
We could use another sword arm.
And you have it.
Okay, so Bash is in the party. And this is the dungeon, if you remember, where we have to turn up the power. And we get introduced to the Mimic enemy as well. So the Barheim Passage has this story section, and then later on we can unlock it in order to do a lot of optional stuff here, as well in terms of hunts and other bits, a new Esper as well. But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still a lot to do before that. So we'll finish off here today, and we'll tackle this dungeon in the next episode. Well, we'll attempt to tackle it. I've got a feeling things are going to start to get a little bit tricky from here on out. Don't forget, with Bash, even though he's only a guest party member at the moment, you can still adjust his gambits and everything else to have it all set to your liking. Thanks for stopping by today, guys, and I'll see you soon for more weak mode next time.